Okay, so I'm not a person that really likes to debate politics, but there's something that I'm seeing a lot of that is really like rubbing me the wrong way. I'm seeing an uptick of black people, usually on social media platforms, who are basically saying that we need to abandon the Democratic Party and go back to supporting Republicans because it was Lincoln as a Republican who freed the slaves. I strongly oppose that view, and I got to tell you why. I understand first of all, let me start here. I understand the history of the Democratic Party. Don't get me wrong. I fully understand that. And I fully understand. I am fully aware that the Democratic Party at one time was known as the party of the KKK. The Democratic Party does not have a squeaky clean background. I also understand that it was actually, and if you look up the history, don't take my word for it, look it up for yourself, the Republican Party that supported the civil rights movement. I'm aware of all of this. The reason why I say that I, at this point in history, could never support the Republican Party, look at what they are doing now. Now, I am not at all saying that the Democratic Party is perfect, and I hold them to a higher standard as well. A lot of fixing needs to be done left and right. Absolutely. But the point is, it's not about left and right, it's about right and wrong. We have a Republican Party right now that supports throwing babies in cages, ripping them, literally ripping babies from their mothers and throwing them in cages. I don't want to hear anything about what Obama did. First of all, Obama hasn't been in office for 3.5 years, so what he did or didn't do is irrelevant right now. I'm talking about right now. And it's mostly these Bible thumpers who'll say, talk about law and order and upholding. You're hypocrites. Full out hypocrites. And I'm going to tell you why. The Bible says when a foreigner dwells in your land, you are not to mistreat them. You are to show them kindness. Treating them like animals and criminals is not. If you support a president who refers to immigrants from the southern border, from south of the border rather, who refers to them as an infestation, as invaders, speaking about them like they are rodents. Don't tell me anything about upholding the Bible. I know it's all about wanting conservative judges who will overturn Roe versus Wade. Guess what? I'm a Democrat and I'm also pro-life. The difference between you and me is that I still care about that life once that life is born into the world. There is no way to reconcile this, we have to support Republicans because they're the party of Lincoln and Lincoln freed the slaves. Bullcrap. I don't have to do anything but stay black and die. You are defending a president who had peaceful protesters. We're not talking about rioters. We're not talking about looters. We're talking about peaceful protesters. People who were literally walking in the streets, holding up signs, chanting and singing. They were not fighting. They were not causing any disruption. They had rubber bullets fired at them and tear gas. No, my bad. It wasn't tear gas. It was pepper balls, which is still as bad as tear gas because it can make people unable to breathe. Someone with asthma could freaking die. Okay, that's what he did to peaceful protesters. He's using the military on his own citizens. So if that's what you support, you don't care about freedom. You support a president who stood on national television and said that yesterday was a good day for George Floyd. George Floyd, who is dead, whose family is now mourning for him. Okay? No, it's not a good day. It's not a good day. A man died as a result of police brutality because he allegedly passed a counterfeit $20 bill. It's not a good day. How can anybody be that tone deaf? People are marching by the thousands in the middle of a freaking pandemic that, oh, by the way, he bungled. 108,000 people have died from it. Probably more because everybody hasn't been tested, so it's probably much more. If you can support that, somehow the final file of my video got lost, so yeah, this is going to look a little different, but what I had originally said in the ending of that rant was basically the whole logic of, well, we should vote Republican because Republicans freed the slaves. That mentality is kind of like saying, telling an abused woman, stay with your husband that's beating you half to death every day because he used to treat you good and he fathered your children, so you owe him. Now, if your friend were going through that, would you advise her to stay with that man, or would you advise her to get away and look for help? Just saying. And I'm not saying that the Democratic Party is perfect. By all means, it is not. But definitely miles ahead of Republicans right now as far as where they stand for us.